Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute since you guys have seen me. I know it's crazy, it's been a long time, but I'd let you know what I've been up to, where I've been. So if you guys want to see how to get this look and definitely get ready for spoopy season, then just keep watching. Okay, so I already did my foundation and brows off camera because I know this is probably going to be a pretty chatty video. So I did that to save time, and I also put tape on the corners of my eyes so I can get a crisp line. And we're going to be starting off with the James Charles palette, and I'm going to go in with this Punch Me color as a transition shade. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush like this, and I'm going to take that transition color and place it right above the crease. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to place that color on and then blend. So I actually took a big break off of YouTube because I was really going through it mentally, and everything that I loved, everything that I enjoyed was just very boring to me and just like blah. And it was really sad because I never thought that I would get that way with makeup, but I was really struggling mentally, and this tape just keeps coming off. Let me switch to shadow shields because this is getting aggravating. Okay guys, I'm back with shadow shields because the tape that I was using kept coming off and it was getting on my nerves. Anyway, I'm sorry if you hear a really loud noise in the background. That's my AC, and I just can't do it without AC. Oh my god, it's so hot in Texas. I was just in a depression, a slump, and I just couldn't get out for a while. It took me a little bit to get out of it. So, I mean, if you guys are feeling that way, please know that you're not alone. Like, it's normal. People go through it every day, and I think honestly it should be talked about more. People don't really talk about it, you know, because back in the day it was all hush hush. But honestly, it's normal. You're not alone at all. It's gonna be okay. Like, it does get better. I know it's cheesy, but it really does get better. I decided to step away from YouTube because I knew that I wasn't going to be myself on camera, and that's something I am so against on my page because I want to be as real as I can with you guys. I don't want to like fake my image, I guess you would say, because you can totally tell when people aren't being themselves on camera, you know? I just didn't want to portray that image on YouTube or any of my platforms that I was being fake, you know, I wasn't being genuine and real, because I want my page to be somewhere that you can come to if you're feeling stressed or depressed, anything. Like, I want my page to be something that you can come to and just have fun, you know, just a positive space. And I knew that I wasn't in that headspace myself, and I knew that it would be portrayed on camera, and I just did not want that at all. The reason why I started my channel was to have a positive space for people to come to, just like I had growing up. YouTube started, I think, in 2007 or 2008, maybe even before that. But it really got me through a lot of hard times that I was going through. And I started my channel because I really wanted to be that for somebody else. You know what I mean? Especially on YouTube, there needs to be more positive spaces and loving spaces, because a lot of content, you know, it's so negative, there's so much drama and all that. And if you watch that, that's fine. I'm not against that at all. That's totally fine. That's your thing. But for me, I wanted my space to be something that somebody can come to for comfort, or, you know, even just to have fun, because that's why I started my channel. That's actually how I got my name. Love and Beauty because I wanted it to be a space of positivity and love and beauty where you can have fun too. You know, we can all sit together, do our makeup, talk about all kinds of things that go on in life. All right, we are going for it. We're going straight into that black. I'm gonna be taking a small detail brush like this, and we're gonna pack that in the corner and then put it right in the crease and slowly diffuse it out. You wanna do this very, very slowly because with black, it gets everywhere, and oh my gosh, it's a nightmare sometimes. So you wanna be extra careful. You only wanna pick up a little bit on your brush because it goes a long way. It's very pigmented. I didn't want my sadness to be portrayed on camera because it can affect people behind your phones, your computer screens, your TV, whatever you're watching on. It can affect you guys, and I don't like that at all when people come on camera and they're just so negative all the time. Like, I understand life can't be butterflies and rainbows all the time. Like, I understand, I get it, trust me, I get it. But I can't stand when people come on their platforms and just are always negative. It's like, really? Why are you putting that out into the world? It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, we already have enough negativity as it is, you know? There's no need to always be like that. I knew I needed to figure my stuff out first, you know, what's going on in my head, but I got through it by the grace of God and my husband helping out. It really, really helped to take a break off of social media, YouTube, you know. Sometimes you need it for your mental health. Okay, so we're bringing that color a little bit above the crease, just a little bit, because you don't want to go over that brown that we laid down. You want it to diffuse. I am so excited for Halloween. I love Halloween. Like, honestly, I live for it. Like, every time January rolls around, I'm like, okay, what can I plan for Halloween next? How can I dress up? It's so much fun. I'm gonna wing it out just a little bit. It's okay if you get a little bit messy on the lid. We're gonna cover that up with concealer anyway. Okay, so it should look something like this. It is totally okay if you got a little messy. We can fix that right up. So next, we are gonna cut the crease, and I'm gonna be using this Revolution Beauty Conceal and Define. It's in the shade C1. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on the lid and look up, that way it stamps, and then we're gonna clean it up with a concealer brush. See how it stamps like that? Perfect shape every time. So now we're just going to edge this up. There we go. It should look something like this. You want to bring it out just a tad. That way we can diffuse the black into it later. Now that we've got that crease laid down, we're going to use a gray silver color. I'm going to be using this LA Colors palette with a fluffy, dense brush like this so I can pack on the color. I couldn't find any other silvers that I liked in my collection. So we're going to use this, which is just as fine. $1 products sometimes are better than high-end products. So we're just going to be placing that where we laid down that concealer. So my husband and I are currently looking for houses. We want to move hopefully sometime in the next year, hopefully by 2021. So this is coming out a little bit darker than I anticipated, so I'm gonna go ahead and layer that white shade on top of it that's in that same palette. Alright, so now that we have that silver laid down, we're gonna diffuse this black a little bit into that silver. That way it all meshes well together. So now for the fun part, the glitter. I'm so excited. So I'm gonna be using this Misco's Cosmetics, I think that's how you say it. I'm gonna be using that silver shade. I'm gonna be using the NYX Cosmetics glitter glue, and I'm gonna glue right here, just a little line right in that crease. So for this, you want to use liner brushes. You can either use pointed or the angled ones, it doesn't matter. But you want to use 2 different brushes, one for the glue and one for the glitter. You don't want to mix them all up because it'll be a hot mess. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glitter glue on the back of my hand, get like just a little dollop like that, and I'm going to dip my brush into it. And we're just going to be putting a line right here, right on that crease, right where the silver and the black meet. Now for the glitter, I really wish I had a silver glitter liner. That would have been so much easier. If you do, go ahead and use that because this takes concentration. Alright, ladies and gents, now that that is done, we're going to take this off and clean up the mess that we made. If you have already done your foundation and stuff, you can just clean it up with whatever is left over on your beauty blender from doing your foundation. Or if you haven't done your foundation yet, just go ahead and wipe it off with a makeup wipe. Okay, so next we're going to be doing the lower lash line. We're going to be taking that same color Punch Me on that same blending brush that we used earlier, and we're going to smoke out the lower lash line. So the reason why my husband and I want to move is just because we're getting older and we're starting to think about starting a family and what that means for us as a unit. We have 3 dogs. We have a Boston Terrier and 2 Schnauzers, and currently where we live is not the safest place. It hasn't been for a while. It's actually been on national news as one of the most dangerous cities to live in. So I definitely do not want that for my kids. So what we're looking for is just somewhere with a good education system. Our house has to have a decent backyard. That way, you know, our kids can play and not have to worry about anything. We do have a few things on our list that our house needs. Definitely need a decent sized kitchen because I love to cook. I'm always in the kitchen whipping something up, and I love experimenting with food. And with the kitchen that I have now, I can't really do that because we have a really tiny kitchen. So that was one of our requirements, and basically just something that our kids can grow into, you know? Okay, so now that we smoked that out, we're gonna be taking that detail brush that we had earlier with the black, and we're gonna be putting that closer to the lash line. Basically kind of like on the lash line, but just a little tiny below it. With black, you definitely want to keep blending and keep blending. That is the key to the best look with black eyeshadow. Okay, so now that we're looking blown out and spooky, we're gonna be using a black eyeliner, and I'm just using this Vintage Cosmetics liner. Any black eyeliner will do, honestly. I'm gonna put that right on the waterline. I haven't really done my makeup like this in so long because, I mean, I haven't had to. We've just been at the house. Occasionally we'll get takeout, but not very much. All right, now that that's done, we're gonna be doing mascara, and I'm gonna be using this Tarte Big Ego. So pretty, I love the packaging. Okay, and now do your bottom lashes, and then we are gonna go in with contour, blush, and highlight, and then lashes and lips. So I'll be right back. Okay, so next we're gonna go in with contour, and I'm gonna be taking this IBY Beauty palette, and I'm gonna take that first contour shade. So like I've said before, I don't really like to contour my nose because, I mean, I like my nose the way it is. so I mean, I don't see any reason to change that. I'm not against plastic surgery at all, or contouring your nose, but I mean, I like my nose, so I'm not gonna contour it. Okay, so next is blush, and I'm gonna be using this City Color Be Matte Blush, and we are gonna be using this rosy shade, and we're gonna be putting that on the apples of the cheeks and blending it towards our contour. That way everything is seamless. Okay, I went a little too ham on this side, so we're just gonna press that with the beauty blender, and it helps diffuse that color. Don't worry if you mess up, you can always fix your mistakes. All right, next is highlight, and we're gonna be going in with this Maybelline Master Chrome. I think it's in the shade, yes, 250. It's the Nikki Tutorials exclusive. And we're just gonna be putting this on the high points. All right, so next is lashes, and I'm gonna be using these Color Mates in the style Bold. I actually got these from Dollar Tree a couple years back, and I fell in love with these. So what you wanna do with your lashes is you wanna place them on your eye like this, and then measure them to your eye, and that's how you know how much to cut off. And what you wanna do is you want to wait about 10 to 20 seconds, let it get tacky, because if you just put it on straight from the tube, then you're gonna have a big old mess. It's gonna slip and slide everywhere, and nobody likes that. So you're gonna wait a little bit for it to get tacky. And I found the best way to do your lashes is to have a mirror below you and look down. That way you can see exactly where you're placing the lash and you have full control. I usually do the middle first, and then I kind of like wiggle it to where I want it, and then do the end, and then the corner. All right, now that that's done, we are gonna be moving on to lips, and we're gonna be doing black lipstick, but you could totally go for a nude. I just wanna do black lipstick because I want it extra spooky. So we are gonna line our lips first, because the darker colors you definitely wanna line first. We're gonna be taking that same black liner that we used for our waterline and just line your lips. I only like to line mine this far. I don't know, I've just never been a big fan of lining all around. But anyway, if you want to, that's totally fine. Makeup has no rules, do whatever you want. So next we're gonna go in with this liquid lipstick. It's Wet n Wild, and it's in the shade So Noir Cool. It is not perfect, but we're not looking for perfection on this channel. So now we're gonna set it with setting spray, and I'm gonna be using this All Nighter by Urban Decay. We want a snatched look, girl, all night long. So now it's gotta dry. I'm extra, so I got a fan. Whenever it's in the process of drying, you don't wanna look up or look down or anything. No major expressions, because it could mess up your makeup. And we spent way too long doing it. You don't want to mess up the masterpiece. Alright guys, this is the completed look. I really hope you enjoyed hanging out with me today. If you did, please give me a like, comment down below, and let me know what else you guys would love to see from me. And please don't forget to subscribe, it would really help me out. So I guess that's it. You're ready for spoopy season. Bye guys.